So you're in the research phase, and this is really where you need to start. You need to know what people are saying about you. And this is where AI can be really, really helpful. AI allows you to be a fly on the wall, listen to what people actually say about your business when you're not in the room. Whether you're refining your message, redefining your audience, or just trying to see your brand the way the world does, AI can give you surprisingly honest and useful feedback. AI isn't going to invent your reputation, it's going to reflect it. The cool thing about AI is it can synthesize information from hundreds of sources in a minute. And it can boil that down to a few key points. It can look at references to reviews, it can look at LinkedIn comments, social media. What are people saying? It will review your website and your content and feedback to you. Now, this is kind of a marketing reality check because sometimes we don't like what AI is telling us. But here's the thing, AI doesn't have an agenda. They're not looking to push any idea, they're just reflecting what they're seeing. So, how do you do this? Well, you can start with some basic questions. Tell me about your company. What's the brand perception? What products and services is a brand known for? What are people saying? Compare that outside perception with the vision you defined. Where do they match? Where do they conflict? The gap is where your branding work really needs to begin. As you dig deeper, and I think that you should, don't stop at the superficial level. Ask AI to look at reviews, forums, social chatter, and ask it to look for specific words and reoccurring themes. Those words and those themes can help you build your message. Ask it what's missing from your online presence and how consistent is your brand across all of those platforms. The really nice thing is you're going to get back a ton of data. And the more questions you ask, the more information you're going to get. And all of a sudden, it's going to feel just really overwhelming. The other thing that you can do is ask it to pull quotes, use customer language directly in your copy. I had a client once who essentially made what I would call a vent damper. It opened and closed on the air vents in your home, but it was an automatic vent damper. And so, as we were writing marketing copy for him 25 years ago, we kept referring to it as a vent damper, and he would get so angry because he says, it's not a vent damper. I want you to use the words airflow breeze because that was the product name. The problem was that nobody was searching the internet for the airflow breeze. They didn't know what it was. But they knew what a vent damper was. And so, how we ultimately helped him get clarity was, again, we went back to what are your customers saying? What words do they use? And we wrote copy that said, unlike traditional vent dampers. And so we were able to tell the story without calling it specifically a vent damper, which made him happy, but it also made the search engines happy. And the funny thing is, that is exactly what you're doing today. You're simply looking for those phrases, those words, not the ones you want to use, but the ones AI wants to use. You can also ask AI to run a sentiment analysis to spot patterns. Try phrases like, summarize how my brand is perceived on these reviews. What's the overall tone? Love, meh, mystery? What's missing from my digital footprint? AI can crunch all the data, but it can't feel your brand. Use it to gather insight, not to define your identity.